morning, Jags, and welcome to the CVTV Weekly Show. I'm Nixon Morton here with my fellow anchor, Savina Zamora, and we're honored to bring you this week's festivities.
Before we get started, announcements for the week. Winter sports tryouts are on hold until further notice. All athletes interested in trying out for basketball, soccer, and wrestling should still email Ms. Hatala to make sure you filled out your profile on Register My Athlete, so you are ready to go once tryouts resume.
Please remember to go to advisory every Monday from 12:40 to 1:10 p.m. The rest of the week is for extra support with your classes as well as club meetings, but Monday is advisory day.
Alrighty, Jaguars. First up on the show, we have Nia, who wants to recommend to you all a fun little show called Attack on Titan.
Hey Jags, what have you been doing during this pandemic? Maybe watching a lot of TV, binging TV shows all day and all night? Probably, I know I have. Well, if you've been doing that, then you are probably in need of a new show recommendation, and I'm here to give it to you. Attack on Titan. Okay, now before you anime-hating normies start whining about how anime is weird, let me at least explain why I'm recommending this. Please keep an open mind. My first reason is just the whole basis of the show. It genuinely amazes me how a person decided they would make a show about man-eating titans that look like this. Now, for a basic description of the show, it is set in a world where humanity lives within cities surrounded by enormous walls that protect them from the gigantic man-eating humanoids referred to as titans. The story follows Eren Yeager, who goes through a traumatic titan experience causing him to devote himself to killing all the titans. Now maybe it sounds like a very basic battle shonen where the main protagonist devotes himself to a single goal, but I promise you it's not basic. Critics claimed it to be the best anime story of the last 5 years. It is also the second best-selling manga worldwide, defeating Naruto and Bleach in the last polls. It is speculated that the creator of Attack on Titan earns up to $8 million annually because of how much of a hit Attack on Titan is. One of my favorite things about Attack on Titan is how not only are the battle scenes super interesting and animated well, but it even manages to make very simple scenes about battle plans and decision-making incredibly intense. And if you don't want to watch it for the plot, go ahead and watch it for him. Or him. Maybe even her. Maybe even her. I'm kidding, don't start shows based on characters' looks. But please go watch and binge it because the final season of Attack on Titan is coming out this December. Season 1 is available on Netflix in both sub and dub, just in case you aren't fond of reading subtitles. Have a great day, Jags.
Wow, that looked like a ton of fun. Nintendo should totally sponsor them. Next up, we got Ricky showing us how he prepares his favorite family taco recipe.
Hey guys, it's Ricky Geezar here, and we're gonna make birria burritos. First, what you guys are gonna want to do is get your steak beef and cut it into 2-inch cubes, and put these cubes inside water with salt so that the water can clean the meat and take out all the blood. While the meat is being cleaned, you're gonna want to de-seed the chiles, because you obviously don't want this to be way too hot. After de-seeding the chiles, you're going to want to put them in a separate container and soak them with water. Once the chiles are soaked, transfer them into a different container so they can be by themselves. Now use some seasoning, put it in the blender, and use the water from the chiles. Now you're going to want to add some chiles to the blender so they can have a little bit of spicy taste. Once you're done blending, it's going to be red like this and you're going to want to strain it. Now pour out all the salt and water they use to clean the meat. As you can see, it's not all blood. Now this is where the red sauce comes in. Dip your meat inside the red sauce and then into a different container. When you should finish putting all the meat inside the red sauce, you're going to want to put all the meat that you just put in the red sauce into the cooking pot. Now this is the next morning and this is what the meat looks like. Now we're going to make the burrito. First, use a flour tortilla. Now add your cheese. Meat, rice and onions, cilantro, and your salsa. Now you're gonna wrap it and baste it with oil. This gives it a good crunchy taste. I had my little brother taste it, and you rated it a 10 out of 10. So I think this is the one for me.
Wow, I am so hungry after that. Those tacos looked amazing. I just want to dive right into them.
Speaking of diving in, let's go catch up with the swim and dive team, interviewed by our very own insider man, Patrick Vargas.
Hi, I'm Trevor Bassett, and I'm 16 years old.
How long have you been on the swim team for?
I've been on the swim team for 3 years. This is my third year going.
What's it like being on the swim team?
It's tough. It's really fun though, and I enjoy it.
What's your biggest achievement you've had throughout being on this team?
Probably going to state this year and almost making it to state last year, and me only swimming for 3 years, that's pretty good.
Are you looking forward to keep on swimming and getting better at this?
Yeah, definitely. I want to definitely swim next year, and then we'll see what's after that after last year.
Hi, I'm Kate Thompson. I'm a junior, and I've been swimming for about 6-ish years.
How have you progressed while the time that you've been on the swimming team?
Our team started super small. We only had about 10 swimmers freshman year. And then kind of overnight, we grew to this massive team. We had over 30 people sophomore year. And then junior year, this year, we have 34 swimmers, divers included. And then we have 9 people going to state. So our teams have a lot of growth, which I'm super happy with.
What's it like being on the swimming team, and what's your daily practice for swimming?
Being on the swim team is super, it's just like a big family. It's super cliche to say, but that's basically what it is. It's just you show up, you have fun, you all work together, and you progress together, and that's just kind of the goal that we have, regardless of how we do in the meets.
Wow, that was awesome. Our Jags are such amazing, strong swimmers.
Yes, I agree. It is so good to be strong. All of us here at Canyon View have been staying very safe and strong through the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's visit Micaiah, who has some awesome safety tips on social distancing during the pandemic.
Hi, my name is Micaiah Johnson, and today I'm going to be talking about the dangers of partying during a pandemic and what you should and should not do when you're at them. Let's get into it. This is dangerous due to the virus that's spreading across the world, and large parties consist of exactly that, the spread of the virus, even if it's unintentional. So here are some things that you should and should not do when you're at a large party. This is not social distancing. Notice how one is wearing a mask and the other is not. Avoid that at all costs possible. This is what you're aiming for. Distance away from each other, and it's preferred to be 6 feet. This is going to help slow down the spread of the virus. Now, this may look kind of gloom and doom and kind of making the party pretty boring, but it's not all lackluster. If you're within 6 feet of someone, make sure to avoid physical contact, not sharing any personal items, and staying away from confined spaces. Staying away from a large crowd will help in the long run, and you want to avoid that. Throughout the party, don't hesitate to wash your hands. It can be a good way to take off germs from any objects you've touched, since at parties they can be everywhere. It's better to be safe than sorry, and it's just good to have extra precautions more than everyone else is. How many people at a party? 10. No more than that, doctors say. And if it's less, that's even better, because that decreases the amount of confined spaces there could be at parties, which is definitely a benefit. If you're planning to throw a party during the holidays, make sure to take these precautions. It's not really recommended, but if you are, then just be safe about it.
We love a king that keeps it safe and considers the health of others. Now, sadly, we have all returned to remote learning for the rest of the semester. Since we're all stuck inside, I imagine that it gets pretty boring. Don't worry though, Vivian's got our back with some fun ideas to keep you inside while we're all occupied indoors.
That's our show for today. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe and follow us on our YouTube and IGTV channels. We'll be back next week with another exciting episode. Have a great day, Jags.